You've probably called your cat's name and you've been completely ignored, right? But here's the thing, science shows that actually cats do understand you. They're just making an informed decision on whether or not it benefits them to respond. Research from the University of Tokyo found that cats can understand and respond to at least 5 words. And they can recognise specific human words, but only if it's relevant to them. But this isn't language interpretation the way that us humans use it. This is something far more specific. So firstly, it was the name. Okay, that sounds sort of easy, but there is a reason why. Cats can distinguish their name from other sounds, even if they sound very, very similar. So Hugo or Bugo, he wouldn't respond to Bugo, but he would respond to Hugo. So cats can distinguish their name from words with a similar sound or tone. In this study, right, the cats had very subtle responses, but they did respond. There was ear movement, head turning, and changes in the shift of their attention, even when a stranger said their name. So what's actually happening here? This is auditory discrimination, and it's not an emotional attachment to the actual word itself. Your cat isn't thinking, oh, that's me. They're thinking, that sound has been relevant to me before. Another interesting word was actually food words. So words linked to food gave the strongest responses. No surprise there, hey? Not because cats understand the word dinner as a concept. They've just realised that what happens after that word or that auditory cue is given. They've learned a relatable pattern. The sound, the outcome, and the reward. This is just classic associative learning. And because food is biologically important to a cat, then these words become high priority signals to them. That's why you'll often see more faster and consistent responses when it comes to food rather than their name. Also, the tone, the rhythm, and cat-directed language, that was also found to be important. So cats aren't just listening to what you say, they're listening to how you say it. The research shows that cats respond more if it's a higher pitch, so for example, women, or softer, more rhythmic tones, think of how we talk to babies, and repetitive phrasing. And essentially these will come from their primary human, of course. This is sometimes called cat-directed speech, similar to how we talk to babies. So when you use phrases or nicknames, or you say, come on then, your cat is learning the pattern, not the actual words. I've often said that cats don't respond to punishers, and that's true, but they can learn negative outcomes. So cats do learn the word no, but not in the way that people expect. They don't understand rules or morality. Instead, they learn the sound and then something I don't like happens. That could be you moving them, or you interrupting that behaviour, or removing access to whatever it was they wanted. So the word no, in this example, becomes a predictor and not a command. And then there's the routine element of words. Cats are highly sensitive to routine. So words that consistently predict events such as bedtime or walkies or dinner time, or even brush if your cat likes being brushed. These become predictors of a pleasurable or exciting event, and they become environmental cues. Over time, your cat will have a mental map of when I hear this, then this happens next. And that predictability and that routine is what actually makes cats feel very, very secure. So your cat does understand you, but not in a human way. And they're certainly not being stubborn if they ignore you. They're just filtering out the words, whether or not it's going to matter to them or not. So if you want to find out what your cat actually thinks, not just what they do, then hit the like and follow button for more. And in the comments, tell me the one word that your cat never ever ignores.